outro. Remember the laugh. Remember the love. Remember to be the light.
Hashtag I'm just saying.
Welcome to another episode of Hashtag I'm Just Saying. I'm yours truly, MemeMichelle. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We're going to have a great topic today. Before we get into the topic, I want to remind you to get involved. Leave your comments, ask questions, use your emojis so you can show your emotions of how you feel about the topic, and just join us. You are the studio audience, and we need your participation. Also, as you can see, the promo said it was supposed to be 3 of us, and it's only 2. We want to we want to say hey to Delana, who was supposed to be on the panel today. Her mother was in the hospital, and she's just getting her out the hospital. And my prayers go out to you and your family, D. I know Mommy's going to be okay. And if you need me, it's all right. That whenever that happens, you know it's going to be an amazing show. So before we get started with the topic, everybody knows Tracy Mays Lane, honey. She is one of my besties, yes, indeed. And we're having a little snacks because I haven't eaten all day. Say hey to the people, Tracy.
Hey, everybody.
And if y'all could hear us, give us the thumbs up because I put new batteries in today. You know, make sure everything is good. So I didn't write questions down today either. Let me just tell you that, Tracy, because the topic that we're going to talk about, me and my girls, we talk about this topic all the time. And the topic of the day is Black, highly educated, and unemployed. And just because I say Black, highly educated, and unemployed, it doesn't mean that I'm discrediting any other people or persons who have degrees and can't find jobs. It's just the nucleus, my circle. I can only talk about what I understand. So no shade to anybody else. It's just we're going to have some girl talk today. And I know some fellas that have doctorates. Like I have one friend, he has like 2 doctorates, and he can't find a job. But before we get into it, if you had taste or vision. Okay, we're going to start with the first thing first, okay? I didn't have time to go get no snacks. You know, I'm really working on my thing. I haven't had meats or sweets in 15 days. I haven't been posting it because I'm just trying to, do things quietly. Just go around. You know what I'm saying? And when it happens, it happens. But so I stopped and I got some chips and salsa from the Specs. You know, I usually go to Total Wine, but Specs is right next to my job. So I got this salsa. I don't like it.
I was looking at that. I was like, what is that?
You taste it. Okay.
It don't look. It need to be warmed up. One.
Okay. I don't like it.
And that I was like, where did
that
come
that
from?
didn't have no taste. But the chips.
Okay. Well, I guess they don't care when they get to have liquored up. Honey, that tastes delicious.
The chips are all right. They just got a little hint of spice on them. They don't. It's not really flavory, but they not bad. And the drink of the day. Okay. Last time they didn't like my drink. It was a low-calorie drink. So this time, and I'm still going to try to work on low-calorie drinks but I figure it like this. If the only day I'm having a cocktail is on this show, then why have a low-calorie drink?
Oh, yeah. Just
have a regular drink. But I'm going to really attempt to make low-calorie drinks just in case somebody who does drink regularly, they was like, let me try that. So if y'all have any low-calorie recipes, inbox me or post them on my page, and I'll do them on the show. But today, this is all the calories, full effect. So what I did was I made a peach fizz. We got the new peach crown. Oh, my goodness.
It's good.
Woo!
It is.
Okay. I've only gotten excited about one other liquor that I tried, and everybody know that's Western Sun.
Oh, yes.
That Western Sun go hard. But this right here, Nickel, this right here, Crown, y'all did y'all thing.
You probably just put that over, some tea.
Oh, the tea. They say it's good straight up on ice. It's good with Sprite. I'm going to try all of them. But today, what I made is called a peach fizz, and it's a mimosa with like 2 ounces of the peach, the crown peach, the crown royal peach. If y'all had taste-o vision, baby, we. I'm lost for they'll never hurt nobody.
Yeah,
So
good.
today we're going to be talking about black, highly educated, unemployed. And my camera lady has been in that position. Tracy, you've been in that position. So Tracy, just give them your background of like your degree, what you do, all of that. Just tell them about yourself.
So basically, my undergrad degree, BBA, is in accounting.
Okay.
I moved here like in 2001. And so my thing was I wanted to go back to school, but I had a son, so I wanted to let him go through school with me being there and not me trying to work and then going to school to go back to get my master's.
Yeah.
So once he graduated high school, I did. I was already way into my career by that time at that point, working for a company, had been there for a good at least 10 years. Okay. And so I went back to get my MBA, and I did get that in accounting as well. So I'm double degreed. Wanted to go back and get my CPA, but I kind of stepped back
and
on
why,
that.
And why did you step back?
I really thought at one time when I was doing it, I didn't think that the company at the time that I was working for really valued degrees.
Okay.
So it's like, why get the CPA and they're not going to pay me what I feel
right.
I was worth. So, and then of course, at the time I was going to graduate, I was also planning my wedding. So that CPA kind of took a back to what I was doing and trying to accomplish. And I really thought, well, maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't get it. But once I was laid off, I really saw how important that CPA, because it would separate me from the pool of accountants that were out there.
Trying to get your
jobs.
Because
a lot of employers were asking, do you have your CPA? And they were looking for people with CPAs. And it was like, no. You willing to pay for it? For me to go get it, I'll go get it. It's not, I do have the desire to get it, but I just never.
Because first, let me say, Tracy is really, really smart. She's really, really organized. And she really, really is great at her job. Do you think, okay, before I put it out there, because I know my thoughts on it. Tell me how, when you got laid off, tell me what happened. Your company merged, right?
Yeah, so we were acquired by another company, and being in the position that I was in, I knew early on that I would be pretty could possibly be laid off. Their corporate office was in Washington, D.C.
Gotcha.
And me in the season of life where I'm now, maybe if I was younger, was single, wasn't, I would have probably relocated. But at that time, I was like, I'm not going to relocate. They already had, my position was already filled. That person was in Washington, D.C.
Right.
And so that's where it led to me there. With the company for 15 years, then I was laid off. I knew it was coming, so it wasn't like a surprise.
Gotcha.
Not that I knew that it was coming, but so, in my mind, I'm like, okay, they severance me out. I'm going to take some time off.
Yeah.
I've been working since I was 16. But you know what? Sometimes I think maybe that did kind of push me back, because I kind of did take some of that time off, for myself. I've been working for 16, I'm married. So, it wasn't like we were like in dire, for that second income
straight
at that time, because I had severance and, put things to the side and was able to, actually I paid all the my credit cards off, you know what I mean? So because in my mind, I was like, well, if it did take a little extra time, at least we are not trying to struggle, trying to pay these credit card bills. Yeah. We just need to handle what we had, mortgage and therefore.
Gotcha.
But it just, I don't know, once it hit and I really started to look, and then Harvey came, so it was a lot of different things that got in the way.
Gotcha.
And then I honestly, be truthful, you go through this process, you go through all these interviews, it can get discouraging, So then you start second guessing yourself. Well, maybe I ain't all that. Maybe I don't know what I think I know. You know what I'm saying?
It really works on your self-esteem.
Yeah, really.
Do you believe that? Okay, I always tell people, when y'all struggle, I struggle. Mm-hmm. I'm a hairstylist by trade, right? So when you guys are out of work, and I watch y'all still try to patronize me even when you're not working. But I watch all my clients like with these big degrees. You know, we're raised like when middle school, high school to aspire to go to college and aspire to, you know, not just get your associates, get your bachelors. Now, don't just get your bachelors, get your doctorate, you know, get your masters. You go for it because that's what you need to get a job. But what I'm noticing is that when you become a certain age and you're laid off and then you try to go get a job, they tell you, one, you're overqualified. And they're going to hire somebody fresh out of college. Well, what's the purpose of getting a degree? We'll get all those, you know, degrees for yourself if when you go to get a job, they tell you, well, you're overqualified. Or they think you're too old.
And I think a lot of that did play a part on mine. Now that I'm thinking back and looking back at everything, and it's like, oh, she's had 15 plus years in the industry, right? Oh, she's going to want too much. So we could go and get someone coming out of, not necessarily now with the experience I had, someone coming out of college, but someone that's been a little seasoned. You know, they said we can bring this person in for this amount, you know, and then of course the CPA was another thing that pushed me. But then it was like industry, like, you know, we're in Texas, so it's like a lot of oil and gas, right? And that wasn't my industry, you know. I was legal, e-discovery. That was my business, my industry that I worked in. So it was like, I mean, I felt like fundamental is fundamental. I know oil and gas is different from what e-discovery, but if you know your fundamental accounting, there you go. What is so hard to just bring that person? You're going to train me the way you want me to do it anyway.
And would you say, and you can chime in whenever you feel like it. That's why I gave you a mic. Make sure it's on because I know you went through that too. But would you say our generation and our parents' generation, when they worked for companies, they were very loyal? They stayed until they retired, and they end up getting their 401ks and everything, and their retirement and pensions. You know what I'm saying? But this generation, they're not loyal to anything. You know, if they don't get the promotion that they want, they gone. They gone to the next job. What I want that generation to know is one day that's going to run out. I actually had a conversation with one of my girls who works for Chevron, and she said she hired a millennial girl or whatever, and the girl emailed, "This is unacceptable. Y'all haven't sent me my email yet," and going off, and she was like, how do you expect to get hired when you have a bad attitude? I said, if she has a bad attitude now, can you imagine the type of attitude she has when she's on the team? And then you have people like you who are loyal, that come to work, that's on time, that'll work the overtime, do whatever it takes, but they won't hire you because they can't puppeteer you. They can't. And then the school loans, they want their money regardless.
Yes, they do.
Let's talk about school loans.
Yes, they do.
You got $70,000 worth of how I went to school, and then you can't get a job to pay for. Hey, I graduated. What kind of foolishness is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. But those millennials, I mean, I work with right now. My current job, I work with fairly millennials. I would say at least 2 or 3. And I do get that. I get it. It was one particular one, and I was like, wow, I do see. It's like, if you want me to do this task, you want me to add another task, you're gonna have to pay me for that extra task, you know. Whereas I don't think that. But it be realistic now.
But sometimes you got to go along to get along. You got to look at the bigger picture. And I just feel like our age group, they're just not appreciated. Like, you were laid off. Telling people how many years you was laid off.
2 years.
2 years to the day. And you done went to school and got, you know, what do we do? I know we talking about black. We got any questions before we go to the next phase? Okay. I know we talking about black, highly educated, and unemployed. But if we educated, it's time for us to step out and do our own thing and figure something out. You know, find out what our niches are You understand what I'm saying? Like, what's your niche? What are you good at?
Yeah.
What is it something that you like to do that people will pay you to do?
Yeah.
So how do we do that? Well, how do you think we do that?
Well, from behind the scenes, guys, the first thing I want to say is my situation was different from leaving my company, so it was even harder because in banking, once you leave one banking job, if you don't leave in a favorable circumstance, you're literally blackballed.
Wow.
Everybody works, everybody knows. So it was impossible for me to get a bank job. In fact, when I did try to get one, because it had been so long and I'd run out of my money, then my credit had suffered. I got an offer that was rescinded because my credit was
because
thin.
that's
They
the
do
thing
look at that,
too.
too.
They look at when you go for a job now.
Yeah.
Like I work at the Blue Lion, but when the suites first opened, they ran your credit to get a suite, and I'm like, I've been doing hair forever and a day, but if your credit wasn't up to par, you couldn't get the job in the suites. It's like now they fill the suites. They don't really care because they figure they just gonna rotate them anyways. But it's a domino effect. Okay, like the commercial. I do drugs so I can make more money, so I can do more drugs. You know, it's like if you don't have a job, you can't pay your bills. You can't pay your bills, you suffering and you struggling. Like, what do we do? And then let's talk about this too. Being a woman in the workplace.
Black woman at that. Well, wait a minute. One, being a woman.
Yeah,
And then we got being a black woman.
We'll start from being a woman first. No matter what shade you are, and especially if you're in a position of power. You know, it's like, so, if I'm direct, if I'm strong, if I'm firm,
You have an attitude.
then I'm a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm going to just say it.
Yeah.
But if you're a man, oh, he's a boss.
Yeah.
It's the same letter. It's just different connotation. It's like, if I'm the same as this man, I'm a mover and a shaker. Why am I a bitch and he's a boss?
Because it's very much double standard. But you know, it's like what you say, the good old boy thing. You know what I'm saying? We are perceived to be the women to take care of the home, not be the providers. But when we step out and we are not necessarily the providers, but some of us do provide for ourselves. The ones that are single, you know what I'm saying? And you step into that role, it's like they're like intimidated. Really, I mean, and I actually saw in my own eyes with the company that I was laid off from in very early on beginnings, you know, our CFO was a female and she knew her stuff. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't black female, but she knew her stuff. And some of I'm not going to say the owners, no, but some of the trickle down VP, they had a problem with her because she was very direct, you know, and they just didn't know how to handle that and take that. You know what I'm saying? And it was like she knew her, but she knew her stuff. I had to give it to her. I mean, I did.
When you talked about the levels, being a woman, then being a black woman,
then go to the black woman.
I want to add
and
another
over
category.
40.
I am an over 40, so I had 3 strikes against me.
That's
so
true.
it was really difficult to try to find a new niche. And then after you do that, I want to throw something in there about that addiction to first and 15th. The one thing about corporate America I found was it totally takes away your entrepreneur spirit. So if you do have an idea, a skill, a talent, they're not gonna use that in corporate America. So you either hide that talent. You forget about it. You do not nurture that talent. You don't grow that talent. And then something happens like you're either removed from the company or laid off, and you have not cultivated your own talents.
I hope they can hear you because you ain't talking in the mic.
I hope you guys can hear me too, because the one thing that I learned from that experience is, and I tell every young person that's coming up, don't ever not have a plan B.
Yep.
But see, here's the thing with plan Bs. If you, say for instance, you're aspiring to be an artist. plan B could be, okay, if you're in corporate America, yeah, have your plan B.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're already an artist or aspiring to be an actress, a plan B can be viewed as a lack of faith. If you trust and believe that you're going to be this singer, or you're going to be this actress, or you're going to be, this director or this artist, put your all into that.
I'm going to disagree with you, though. Mm-hmm. I'm going to disagree with you because even in the instance of you having a plan B with that type of a feel,
that's different from a second stream of income. Now, the plan B.
A second
I'm
stream
down
of
with the
income.
second stream.
But even so, let's say that you're an artist, you're a musician, you're a stylist. Mm-hmm. Your plan B could be getting your own product line for your beauty supplies.
But that's still in the same realm.
It is, but it's a plan B.
That's a second stream of income.
Multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
Plan B. Stream of income.
See, I look at plan B differently than a second stream of income or
let's
a
put
third.
Them together.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So to me, a plan B, like, well, if this don't work out, I can fall back on this. That's what I consider a plan B. A second stream of income is having more than one vision.
But if your plan B is not being cultivated and your plan A goes away, your plan B is just a dream that's been sitting there.
Yeah.
So your plan B has to be activated and nurtured and cultured and even during that time when it's just a plan B.
See, I just think it is a different avenue. Not really a plan B. Plan B kind of iffy, Kay. But plan B.
Okay, we'll put another name to it.
Yeah, because plan B.
Multiple streams of income.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out multiple streams of income. Yes. We got questions or comments? Any comments?
Not yet.
So, how once you got your new job? Okay, question. Mm-hmm. You got your new job. Did you have to take a pay cut?
Oh, definitely. It's in the very beginning, the early stage, and I was like, okay, I'll take this X amount, right? And so as the time kept going on, I was like, I'll take this. And then I got to a point where I was like, this is the lowest I really can go.
Yeah.
Even to take care of what, responsibilities that I have. But I definitely knew going in. But some of my recruiters was like, well, no, not necessarily. You don't necessarily have to, but I'm like, well, work that thing then. If you can, work it. But, so I knew going in that I was going to, but the funny thing is this. So when I knew I was going to get laid off, so it was time, my yearly, right? So I'm like, well, I had a review, kind of shortly touched on the review, but never mentioned anything about an increase, right? So I'm like, well, dang, I normally get one. I know I'm about to get laid off, but I see these other people,
right?
Because I was, on the backside of it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, well, they getting there. So I say go to my boss at the time I was reporting to, and I was like, okay, what am I going to get one? I'm not going to get one. At least communicate that to me. Right. And then, of course, he apologized that, I'm sorry that I didn't even communicate this with you. Let me see what we can do. Let me go to the board and let me see what we can do. Well, he came back and said, yes, they agreed to give you this. Even though it wasn't what I normally would, my percentage, but I was okay because it bumped me to where I at least wanted to get to the 6-figure level. Right. Like at least I had that at one point in my life, right?
I've been lying to say you were 6 figures anyway.
It may have hurt me in some sense because they were like they found something for him to do, but they didn't find anything for me to do. Right. But I don't think they wasn't willing to pay my salary.
Yeah.
But his salary was bigger than mine.
Right.
But they were willing to find something for him to do. But he eventually chose to leave. But
exactly, they found something for him.
Yeah, they did. They found a position for him to do.
Now, this is my question. I've been doing hair my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I've been tinkering with hair since I was 11. I went to cosmetology at 17. But I've never really had to write a resume. And the interviews, I believe, for hairstylists are different. Mm-hmm. Oh, but do you believe that since the time you started to now, how people interview you has changed. How people look for jobs has changed. Because, like, now I remember back in the day, I've never worked at McDonald's. I've never worked, at the department store. But you used to go to a job, ask for an application, fill it out, give it back.
No.
Everything is, like, online now.
Yes. I'm actually taking a class right now because I'm working on a associate degree in marketing. And this particular class talks about that. And one of the number one ways to get a new job is networking.
Yep.
And social media, and actually knowing someone in the company that you are trying to work for. I was surprised that they actually put that in the textbook, but it's absolutely true.
Like I always say, I had a coworker. We always say, sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? But what I learned, okay, so once I knew I was going to be laid off, I was like, oh my God, it's been 15 years. I haven't put a resume together. Oh my God, I don't even know where to begin or where to start, right? But they were like, you better start. Get that thing, start working on it. Get yourself out there on LinkedIn. Well, when I was working on my MBA, one of my professors was like, okay, y'all, you need to get hooked, connected, right?
Okay,
so at that time, I'm like, I already have a full-time job. I was just going back to get the, MBA just to have it, kind of, sort of, just something just to have that I wanted to accomplish. And I was like, I don't need to be on LinkedIn. But actually, when he was saying that at that time, I really should have had myself out there on LinkedIn.
So should everybody be on LinkedIn? Give us some advice.
Oh,
I'm still actually.
Everybody.
So I'm still out there.
About how was the interviewing process different now than it was when you were younger?
I think a lot. Okay, one thing that I noticed that was different. You did a lot of phone. So they do a lot of phone screenings, right? So they would do a phone interview first. So you do your phone interview. Yes. Sometimes they do a video or FaceTime, interview. And then if you got to the next. Okay, you made it through that, and they bump you up to the next. Then they bring you in person. Okay, so that's how it's totally changed. Different. Not that you I have had 2 people at one time interview me, but that wasn't nothing out of the norm. Okay, because I did that undergrad with actually the IRS. It brought me in, and it was 3 men. Yeah, interviewed me. Yeah. So that wasn't the thing. It was just now the new technology, how you on Skype or however you doing these phone screening interview, and then not necessarily the hiring department is not necessarily in the same state that you were in.
Really?
Right. And then they may send you to the office that's there.
Gotcha.
The Texas office, but yeah, it's changed a lot.
Greg, I see him rolling.
Greg has the question.
Come on with it.
Obtaining wealth is very difficult. Working for someone else. Mm-hmm. What advice do you have for someone that would like to start their own business, but is hindered by the responsibilities of life that make it harder to leave that guaranteed check?
Yeah.
I am a witness.
I would first and foremost prayer. You ask God to lead you and guide you in the way that you should go. That's first and foremost. Secondly, dig deep to find what's your passion. Mm-hmm. What's your passion that somebody will pay you for? See, it's all about the gift of gab. My daddy, God rest his soul, he could sell you a pencil and it had a full erase on it, but he could tell you needed another one. And you'd buy it.
Yeah.
It's all about confidence. Yeah. And we have to first we got to start supporting each other in our ventures. It's as little as hashtag I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? To click share, not just like, but click share. Do a watch party. That's something small. And when you come and sit in my chair, I ain't trying to throw no shade. But don't negotiate with me with what you want to pay. Because when you go to Macy's, if you going to Louis Vuitton, because we on strike with Gucci, even if you go to Target, if it ain't got that red tag on it, if I'm not telling you I'm running a special on something, don't try to make my regular shit special, because it ain't. Yeah. It's only special because it looks nice. But that's our problem. We always trying to get something for nothing. Mm-hmm. We'll pay everybody else for everything else, but we don't want to pay each other. Yeah, that's a problem for me. You understand what I'm saying? That's a whole problem. If you was making this shirt and you told me this shirt was $75, why would I tell you to sell it to me for $55?
Yeah.
But if Becky Lou made this shirt and she said it was $110, you're gonna ask how much is the tax?
Yeah.
Well, Delana gave a really
Come
good,
on, D.
A good piece of advice. She said to Greg's question, get your finances in order, eliminating debt, and then push capital toward your business. I'd like to add to that, you have to have a firm plan in place. You have to plan because you need to when in everything you're doing, if you're transitioning from one career to another, if you're staying in the same career and you're going to be doing it as a self-employed person, you need to have an exit strategy in place. Yeah. And what happens is you get upset, you get ticked off at your company. Oh, I'm gonna just start doing it myself. Hey, everybody. No, do a great job where you are. Yes. Keep the yes sirs and the yes ma'ams happening. Sharpen your tools and your skills while you are definitely planning an exit strategy.
And I would say this: get yourself a vision board. Put your vision on. It can seem crazy. Write yourself $100 million check and put it on the board, but you gotta see it, because you gotta see it before you see it, or you never will see it.
Don't clock this.
You'll never see it.
Yeah,
and you gotta have faith, even if it's just faith and fear don't exist together. But you're flesh and blood, so sometimes you might get a little shaky. You just human, but you gotta have a sense of faith that God's gonna work that thing out. That if he gives you the dream, if he gives you the vision, it comes from him. Yeah, you just gotta figure out how you gonna birth it. And now faith. It don't mean I'm just gonna sit and wait to God.
Oh, no,
you
gotta do.
Faith without works is dead. That is scripture all day, every day. So you gotta work toward it. So get your vision board, write out your vision, make it plain, and then start working toward the vision. I started my vision board January 1st. And things are starting to come to pass on my vision board. It's like I started with my center and worked my way out, and I'm starting to see things happen. And you got to speak life. Yeah. You got to be like, I'm going to do I'm going to do this. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to make this happen. Yeah. But, if you notice people who do things like that, make things happen, they also working at it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you got to do your work. Yeah. So my question would be, how some people don't know how to dress when they go on interviews.
Well, that's another thing that's kind of changed a little bit with the way they dress. So, undergrad going for interviews, it was these suit, navy blue suit, black suits. Now it's business casual. You may have on a nice shirt, skirt, heels, ain't nobody gonna but it ain't girl. It's not the traditional like suits. I have suits. I can't fit, but I do. I have a lot of interviewing suits early on, and in my career, I had my little interview suits. But I looked at those and I was like, well, those days nobody gonna be them outdated, and nobody's interviewing like that. I went on an interview and this particular recruiter was like, just make sure you wear your suit, and I was like, well, so I had my jacket and had the suit and everything. I went on that interview. I was so dang on overdressed, and they was probably looking at me like, really? But then I went and I did, but the man was very unprofessional with the interview, and I was just like, oh my God, Lord, you have a sense of humor, because why did you send me on that interview? Because I just couldn't believe some of the things that the man was saying out of his mouth.
Delana said, wear blue, black, or a gray suit. Yeah. Because and it ain't even the kids that don't know how to dress for an interview. Yeah, they didn't. It's grown folks that don't know how to dress for an interview.
I think some of it is coming from the fact that we are losing our sense of excellence. Yep. I've seen several posts of our ancestors, our granddads and great granddads.
They wore suits all the time.
When they walked out of the house, they had on a button-down tie. starched pants, shoes shine, and there's a standard there. And I think just because society says that, we have to maintain a certain standard.
Yeah.
Remember, we don't play on the same
No,
fields.
we don't.
Delana says you have to figure out who you're interviewing to.
That's why another thing I was like, why did this
Interviewing for
recruiter have me go put this suit on and I was just like, oh my God. But you know what? I still did it because you know what? Hey, this is how you come for an interview.
Nobody can hear it.
No, we don't hear that.
They can't. Okay, Kim's eating chips and they're loud, but she has to understand that as long as she's not chewing the chips in the mic, nobody hears them. Nobody hears them. But we just that was a very great point. We have to start striving again for excellence in everything that we do. Striving for excellence, striving for greatness. You know what I'm saying? And every day is not going to be easy in your business. Like this business that I'm in is up and down. It's like a roller coaster for real. Especially with YouTube now, like everybody's trying to fix. Oh my God. I saw this. Ooh, Jesus. Y'all stay off of YouTube.
What?
Trying to do your dang on hair. Because one day I'm going to tell you I can't fix that.
Well, yeah.
And shampoo your hair on a regular basis. Don't come in here with your hair smelling like Corn Chip Express. Making me... I've been, in the game a long time and I ain't never felt like I had to upchuck the boogie. But that was a little humor, lighten it up a little bit because we kind of getting deep. But I just think we need to start supporting one another and quit trying to hustle each other.
Yeah.
Like, why do we have to overshoot for everything? Like price-wise.
Yeah.
Now, I know in the beauty industry, it's a little different. And let me explain. As y'all all know, when you're trying to buy something from the beauty supply, you rarely see any black beauty supplies. And when you go to the black beauty supply, they're usually like $1 or $2 more expensive. But let me tell you why. Because they don't sell to us. And Asians, they can get together and buy in bulk. If you live in the Houston area, you see beauty empires everywhere.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily have to be related, but they come together. It's hundreds of beauty empires, and they come together and they buy in bulk, and they only sell to them. They only sell to them, so they can buy things at a different price. Some companies won't even sell to us. Like, when you go in, there used to be a brand of hair called Bobby Boss. And whenever I would go, and it felt really, really nice. And when I would go to the Asian beauty supply, they always had it. The black beauty supplies didn't. And that's because they said they don't sell to us. And then when we get products like, I remember Dudley. Yeah. I remember all the black hair care products. Once they get to a certain status, they get bought out. Yeah. And it's money that our people has never seen before. And you don't have the gumption to say, I must be on to something. Let me hold on to this. And you sell, then they upcharge, but they cheapen the product and it's no longer the same. We don't own anything in this in my business. We don't own anything.
The one thing I want to say to that, and this is a point that I stress all the time, is we as a people need to stop buying into the idea that we can't work together as a people.
That's a lie, though.
That's a lie from
the pits of hell.
From the pits of hell.
Yes, sir.
I see lots of businesses where it's all black female, all black male mixed together, but they don't advertise that, and they're not telling us that. And our kids need to see that they are able to. We are not a divided people.
No, we're not.
No.
What Trenton says, he said,
I was in Fiesta to get fresh hoagies and patent sausage. Discovered it at Mardi Gras because it was cheapest at Fiesta, and Kraft barbecue sauce was $2.89. It's $1 at Walmart. The message.
Yeah. Tell us what the message is.
Walmart can buy them both.
Fiesta ain't for people who want barbecue sauce.
Okay, I'm done.
I'm just just saying, hashtag that.
But when you saying about the black owned, I mean, I literally work for a company.
Yes,
that is a black
owned company.
Founder, owner is black, and when you look at the finance department, we are black, and it was all black females. Now we are bringing in males to kind of break up some of that, all that female hormones, but it is there, and it's there, and it's done. I mean, and it's done with excellence. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about.
It's like that's what really was very, very.
Because I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
As a hairstyle.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna keep you here all day. I'm gonna get you in and I'm gonna get you out. Mm-hmm. My prices never change. I'm not gonna change them due to the bill I have to pay. And that's the misconception of black businesses, that we are raggedy. We are not. We just are not afforded the opportunities. Yeah. Sometimes that other people are afforded.
Take the opportunity.
Yeah, and we've been doing that for years.
You have to create your own platform.
We have been doing that for years.
Get together and do collaborations. Right now, there's the Expo opportunity that's happening. That's I think it's sponsored by Magic 102, and they're having all cultures out there, especially the black entrepreneurs out there, to celebrate and to expose their business. We need to have a lot more of that.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to move forward. We don't care about Donald Duck. We need to make sure that we as a people are affirming and supporting one another.
So we had any questions? What did he say?
No, he just said he wants to test.
So before we get, girl, they clowning on here today. So let's have the round table. You know, we haven't done that in a long time. What advice, and I'll start with you, Tracy. What do you say?
We have strong marketing efforts. That's a big part. We have to make sure we get our businesses info into our communities.
Absolutely. And now marketing has changed. I was getting ready to wrap it up, but marketing has changed. Nobody asked me. I got a drawer full of business cards. No one asks for a business card anymore. They want to know your handle on Instagram. They want to know your Instagram handle. Well, what's your Instagram? Because everything is like a click of a button now.
Right? Yeah.
I'm not going to, once my business cards are gone, I'm not ordering anymore. I'm just going to give you my handle.
Well, yeah.
Well, that too depends on
Miss Me 39.
The profession.
Hashtag, I'm just saying.
For me, I have to keep a business card wherever I go.
Yeah.
And exchange phone numbers consistently.
But they might still ask you for your handle.
I got you. I hear you.
They
I'm
still
going to have to do that.
You need to go and get your social. And I'm going to make you a commercial. I make commercials every Monday morning.
Oh, cool.
You know, I do commercials for and let's talk about this, people. If you're out of work, use what you use daily for your business, not just for scrolling on the internet. Your phone is a baby computer. You could put a whole commercial together on your phone. If you have iPhone, you got iMovie. And there are little apps that you can download that cost you absolutely nothing or low to no money for your marketing.
Okay, so we talked about multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
You just named a multiple stream of income.
To make you a commercial.
I don't know how to make a commercial. But now you've told me how to make a commercial.
Yes.
So I can pay you to make my commercial.
Yes.
So that's what I'm talking about. Multiple streams of income.
Absolutely.
Something that you already good at.
I'm going to make you one and you going to post it on Monday. We're going to do that. We're going to do that.
Yes,
because you work, if you got one of those jobs, if you don't work, you don't get paid.
Oh, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It ain't like the 1st and 15th.
And for all of you who don't know, I'm a realtor. I'm an excellent realtor full time. I sell houses, buy, lease, everything. Go ahead.
I see y'all coming in. But what advice, and I'm asking you this, Delana, I'm asking you this, Tracy, I'm asking you this, Kim. You're laid off from your job. And I pray for y'all every day. God bless you, finally got you a job, but you're laid off from your job. Is somebody out there that has been laid off, they have been out without work for a year, 6 months, maybe even 2 years? What advice would you give them to encourage them to keep pushing forward, or some changes that they could do? Especially if you've been at a company, say you've been at a company for like 10 years, 15 years, You've been out the loop on the changes of life, and then you get out there and you like a fish out of water pretty much. So what advice would you give somebody that's looking for a job, that's having a hard time finding a job, that's really discouraged and just ready to be like, F it?
My advice, and this is what I did. So once it came to the point where I was going to be laid off, I did start working on my resume. Okay. Thankfully, my boss who I reported to, he went to someone to professional write his resume. He was like, here, take my what they've done for me. Okay. We did similar things. Right. And then kind of run with that and take it with that. So that's what I did. I didn't hire anybody professional. Okay. I started off with that way, but then I was in a lot of different jobs sites, right? So meaning like your Glassdoor, your ZipRecruiter, your LinkedIn. So I kind of got connected with all those different I guess you say search engines or job employment engines, and it kind of just went from there. And you have to work it pretty much every day. I was looking and working it, and if it's something that I felt like I could do, like you work I was a applying social media for, page. And I was just applying for stuff. And then sometimes you have to, and I had a lot of advice from a lot of different people, and they were saying that that were in that situation, you might have to take off that MBA. You may have to take off that you got that second degree. You're going to have to customize that resume for this job that you're looking for and you're applying for. Absolutely. And then maybe once you're in the door, then you say, the way I have this. I do have this MBA. Or, however. But just stay on it. It does get discouraged, but I did, honestly, because I did start to self-doubt myself, but I did have still have a person that was going through the same thing with me. We would talk to each other constantly and pray for each other. Yes. So we were always either she was praying for me, I was praying for her. We prayed together, and I was just really being really specific in my prayer and asking God, here I am at this point, lead me, guide me to whatever job that you have for me. Let me humble myself down, to not have. I've had it before. I can get it back again. Yeah, because it's that confidence. Yeah. Right. Satan tries to chip away at your confidence. Yeah. And that God don't put you out there not to take care of you. Yeah. I firmly believe that. I believe when he puts you in that type of situation, it's to work on you. It's to groom you. It's to stretch you. It's to grow you. It's to make you stronger. It's to help you. It helps you to discover yourself. Yeah. Discover who you are and what you can do, because I believe that when you got all your ducks in a row and everything together, real talk, you ain't really relying on him. Yeah. You're relying on yourself. You're giving him glory and you're giving him thanks, but you really going off your own strength. Money has become your God because you ain't wanting for nothing. It's easy to praise God and wave your hands when you got everything together. Yeah. But when stuff starts falling from up under you and you start losing stuff, and you're losing cars and your credit going shot and you're frustrated. Now you and your husband looking at each other side-eyed because you're struggling with money. You don't want to do it because you're in a bad emotional place. And then God says, now look to me. Yeah. Let me tell you what to do. Yeah. Let me lead you. Let me guide you. And then now you're looking at your husband. Okay, we going to do this together, baby. Yeah. We going to lean on each other because real talk, I'm going to put it out there and Tracy can kick me under the table. I don't care. I didn't realize that at one time her and her husband was laid off at the same time. Nobody knew. No. And they was coming to church every Sunday smiling and figuring it out. And that's because they had started to become one. Yeah. And it was them two and God, not them two separately in their jobs. Yeah.
Well, let me say, same thing. When my situation happened, a lot of people had no idea. No, until you said it in choir. I started talking about it. And I found out, first of all, when I was first terminated, I was broken. Yeah. I was a broken person. My spirit inside was broken. I was hurt. Yeah. So I had to heal first. Wow. And it took a while to heal. I mean, I couldn't pass by that bank's branch
I got
without crying because
you.
I was so hurt
Yeah.
by the situation. Then after I was able to let God heal that, I realized that it was purpose in it happening. A month before I got terminated, I was part of a conference where we ministered to ladies in Chicago. And part of my prayer was, God, let me come back and let me be the best branch manager I could be. Let me be at the top of my game and let me this. And 3 weeks later, I was terminated. And I'm like, God, that's not the answer that I wanted.
Because that wasn't his will for you.
So it wasn't his will,
Right.
but it was his answer. And now that I'm starting to look back, you have no idea how many people were watching me to see how I could handle it. So he used my life.
Yeah.
And not only that, sometimes God uses you as an example. Sometimes God does things to better you. Or say, for instance, you don't know what's going on at your branch, or you don't know what they was doing under the table at your job.
No.
So what does God do? He removes you from that situation. He removes you from that. You thinking like, oh my God, I lost my job. But you ain't in that tornado with the rest of them people. And when it comes crashing down, you won't be there.
But it's so funny you say that. But because I mean, I love what I do. I love what I do. It's sometimes dealing with the people.
Yeah.
And so some days it would come in, it really got hard for me. And it was things that I would see, and because I felt like I was just too close to the situation. So it's some things I saw behind the scenes. And you know what? I would come home crying. Because I'm like, well, how can I be looked over? And I'm, I mean, like boo-hooing one day. And, my husband's like, it's gonna be okay. But I'm like, but I feel like I gave my all. I'm up here late at night, and I'm doing this. Why I was looked over? Why I didn't get this?
We always say, why me? But why don't we say, why not me?
That's true.
Jesus did what he did.
Yeah. I had to say
for us. So why not me?
Yeah.
Pep, I call you Pep, baby. Said sometimes you have to keep between you and your father, and that's so true. Yeah. And then she said, look for a contract to permanent position. And that's what you did.
Well, because some of the recruiters would say, okay, are you open to contract? I said, at this point, I am. Because at this time, I need some type of income, right? So, thankfully, I did that contract to hire, and I was only
yes, indeed,
for
Delana.
A month. Not even really a month. Well, yeah, I can say a month, and I was hired on permanent.
Delana said, rejection is God's protection.
Yes.
That has been our saying since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
Yes.
He gonna cover you.
Yeah.
You gonna get what you want, and it might take a long time. I told you about this job you at now.
Yeah.
You might have had to take a pay cut.
Oh yeah.
And here's the thing: we gotta watch what we say. Let's go and rewind and take. I hate this job. This job make me sick. Oh my God, I can't stand this job. I really need to figure out something else. God say, you know what, baby? If that's how you feeling, I'm gonna do it for you. Well, I ain't ready yet. I ain't ready to go. But that's what you've been saying.
I love
but
my
I
job.
tell people. I love what I was doing. I did. It was the people.
I love the people that I work with, and it didn't even bother me the people that I knew were not performing with excellence or being unethical. It did not bother me because I loved what I was doing. But I realized that was not God's purpose for me. And being a realtor now, I have a whole new purpose.
Yes.
I am helping people in a way that I could have never helped them before.
Yeah.
Like the gratification that I get with my job, and then I'm going to wrap it up. I ain't going to hold y'all too long. But when I do a client's hair, and when I turn them around to that mirror, and they see their hair and the smile that's on their face, that is, man, that's gratification. Yes. Or the conversations that we have. Like, I understand about the self-esteem because, I've been in this game a long time, and, I consider myself a superstar in this game. And when you watch the tides change and the industry starts to struggle and people not getting their hair done no more, they're just like, well, I'm not coming to you anymore. You're like, well, am I not doing my best, or am I not as good as I thought I was? But the truth of the matter is, God was growing me. He was stretching me. He was changing me. He is moving me around. I got some things in store. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it's God's vision for me. It's God's will for me. And I will still be able to do what I do, but on a different level.
Yeah.
So thank y'all so much for, I hope this helps somebody. And if y'all got anything else to say, what?
You got to hear this one. It ain't about you. If you are living and if you are walking in God's will.
Yeah.
It says all things work
together
for the good for those who love the Lord are called according to his purpose. So guess what? That layoff, it ain't about you.
That's what I said. It's protection.
It ain't about you.
No.
It's because God has a purpose for you.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. And you know what? You never know who's watching you.
Oh, I know that.
You never know who's watching you, how you handle things. And you never know. Somebody can be like, oh, I have a job for you. But you got, if you don't, some things we have not. Because we ask not. Yes. And you just got to start asking.
Yeah.
So let's start networking. If you know somebody who's out there who is in need of a job, or if you know there are some job openings, let's inbox one another. Hey, I'm always, people sit in my chair every day. So if you work at a company and you know your company is hiring, inbox me and I'll spread the word.
And let's take it a step further. If you have a skill, a talent, a passion, and you don't want to go into it by yourself, start networking with like-minded people and create your own business and not have to work for anybody else.
Yeah. And always remember, your gifts will make room for you. Yes. God said your gifts will make room for you. Now, I've never done this before. I'm going to do it today. If you are out there, or if you are unemployed, or if you know somebody who's unemployed, who's looking for work, or just struggling in their job, say they have a job, but they're not happy in that place, and they want to step out on faith and do something else, I'm going to pray for you today. I'm going to pray for you today because if you don't work, you don't eat. And we got bills, we got lights, we got gas, we got water, we got kids, we got functions. I have a client, I ain't going to say her name, but this topic was inspired by my friends who kept getting laid off and were highly educated. Tracy is highly educated. Kim is highly educated. Delana is highly educated. My friend Garrett is highly educated. My friend Anthony, highly educated. And it's like, sometimes it's not you. It's the people. You just got to figure it out. So I'm going to pray that God opens up the windows of heaven and they pour out a blessing that you don't have room enough to receive, and that the gifts that you have, God will bless you with what you need. Not what you want, but what you need. So, most gracious and heavenly Father, first and foremost, I come to you right now just saying thank you. Thank you for this opportunity and this time to share with the people who tune in to hashtag I'm Just Saying. I know we have a good time on here sometimes, God. We laugh and we crack jokes, but today we're talking about the stability of our people, oh God. The people they don't have jobs, oh God, and they have education, but they don't have jobs, and sometimes they feel lost, and sometimes they feel hopeless, and sometimes they feel helpless. But remind them, oh God, that you continue to stand on the throne, and you continue to reign, oh God, and you will never leave them nor forsake them, and that you have a purpose and a plan for them, oh God, because we know that it is you that we serve. It is not about us, Lord. And if it's someone out there who does not live in your will and your way, who does not believe in you, touch their hearts, oh God, and show them that you are real. Show them that you are real. Appear in their lives, oh God, and show them that it can only be you to open up those doors for them. It could only be you that could bless them, oh God. It could only be you, oh God, that turn things around. I ask right now that you just cover each and every person that's tuning in today, that you just cover each and every person that is watching today, Lord, oh God. I thank you for my viewers, Lord. I thank you for the people who support me. And I want everyone to be blessed, oh God. Bless abundantly from the tips of their head to the soles of their feet. Protect them and provide for them each and every way, oh God. Lord, we love you and we thank you and we praise you. It's in Jesus' name we pray and ask all these things. Amen.
Amen.
I love you guys. Remember to laugh. Remember to love. Remember to be the light and always bear good fruit. Next week, we're doing the Facebook news again. Y'all ain't ready. I got some new topics. So tune in. Tell a friend. Do a watch party when you watch. We trying to go viral. I love you, and you make it a great day. Bye.